So the best way to overclock for crypto mining in Windows is actually with lolMiner. So you can go to the latest version. I can't remember. It's like anywhere from like 4 years ago and newer is when he started adding in the GUI. But if you go to the latest one, which I see here, September 15th, 2025, lolMiner 1.98, download the Windows zip file, extract that, and that should bring you into right here. And you should see lolMiner GUI. So what you're going to want to do is right click and run this as an administrator. If you forget to do that a bunch of times, the first thing you can do is come in and go to properties. And then if you go to compatibility, click on run this program as administrator. That means every time you do click on it, it will automatically run as an administrator. So now you see if I just double click, it'll ask me to run as admin. Yep, all that good stuff. And here we are. And this is the lolMiner GUI. So if I close, or I guess minimize this, I'm going to start my miner now. So here is my PRL Windows that is up and running. So now we're just going to bring this back up here. I want to bring up my afterburner, bring up our GUI, then we'll also bring up our miner. So bam. Now keep in mind in Windows, when you're mining, the more tabs you have opened and things like that, you're going to lose hash rate because everything's running off your GPU. So to get the highest amount of hash rate, you're going to want to close all your browser tabs, minimize your afterburner and stuff once you get it set up. But once things are open, so keep that in mind though, that you do lose hash rate with more stuff open. So in order to do this, we're going to need GPU 0. That is what my RTX 4090 is. You can see GPU 1 is my AMD onboard graphics for my 9950X 3D in my workstation here. But here we have the GPU RTX 4090. We click that. So now we just got to set some overclock. So what you're going to want to do, remember, this is ran in admin mode for this specific GPU. I'm going to set the core clock at 2450. This is your core offset. I'm going to set this at 200. Now, what the offset does is once you lock your core, you can set an offset. And think of if you're used to CPU miner or anything, you've been following me on the channel and you're a CPU miner, that's like setting your voltages after you set your clock. So you set your clock here, and then the higher you put this number, in theory, the more the voltages will drop, trying to make it a bit more efficient and use less power. Once you start seeing squiggly, weird artifacts and stuff happening on your screen, you're going to want to cut that back and bring the number lower because you're starting to starve it from power, and you're probably going to reboot or crash or do something crazy will happen there. So make sure you don't start seeing artifacts and stuff because that is just bad. You're starving your GPU from power. So now that we got this, I just want to show something. So we're going to apply that OC, and it's going to say applied. And now we can see we're at the 2460 here. We can see our power kind of changed a little bit. Oh, wrong one. So I wasn't paying attention to what it was at. So I just want to reset this to show you. Bam. Oh yeah, so we can see we're over 400 watts right now. I'm going to put those back in here at 2450. Now 2450 is almost at max clock on default. You can see we're running 2550 or so, 2535 on default. So I'm not really cutting much power back on this, but we're trying to, or at least clock speed. So I am locking 2450. So here we are at that 446. Apply that OC. Bam, we can see we did drop there. And then our hash rate will probably drop a bit. So here's our hash rate right here. I'm going to change this so you can actually see it, decently, right? Okay, all right. So everything down this side here will be our hash rate. So we can see we're running around 235, 236 and stuff. Now, one thing, thanks to IotaPi, I thought when I adjust my memory at all, that we lose too much hash rate. So dropping our memory, we lose hash rate. Increasing it doesn't do anything. So it's not really memory. It needs the default memory, but that's it. But it is looking like if you lock this at 5001 on all NVIDIA GPUs, it seems, at least on 3000 series and the 4090, that you do maintain your hash rates, but you drop your power a little bit more. So now I'm going to add in that locked memory of 5001. So I'm going to apply that OC. We can see we drop down a bit more power. We're hovering around 330 down to like 305 and stuff. So it'll bounce kind of back and forth, but we cut back even more power. Now, this is the settings I've been using for my RTX 4090 myself. Now, when it came to like all the 3000 series, like the 3060 Ti's, what else? 3070s, 3090, I've been locking them all to 1500 memory, and then, or 1500 core, 200 offset, and again about 5001 memory is the clocks I'm using on 3000 series. Now you might have some better ones, let us all know down in the comments section, but this is essentially how you overclock in Windows. So I wanted to get this out there because it does look like there's some new people out there and they may not be aware of lolMiner and the LOL GUI. So LOL is obviously a great miner for GPUs for a bunch of other coins, but I'm just utilizing it for the GUI here to do my overclocking for mining in Windows. So hopefully this video does help you out. Share it around and hit that subscribe button, hit that new hype button so more people can get pushed and learn how to do this with my videos. I'll see you on the next one.